Greetings, salutations. Welcome to the Outer Worlds. I am Looking Worlds. Let us continue playing. Got myself a little late night snack. And I'm ready to play. I messed up there. Okay. Finished all of that. That leaves us with Stellar Bay. Man, we could have just...
We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
Alright. I didn't... Ugh. Okay. I don't remember caring about any of this stuff. Okay. 34 and 31. $19 and 31. Alright, we're good. Ellie and for body. Yeah. Yeah. I love Ellie as a character. Traveler. And Pravati. Pravati's Pravati. Say the least on that. Okay. Ballbrook.
I hope this fancy soap we got is extra strength. I'm feeling a mite ripe. Oh, thanks, Captain. I'm gonna put these someplace safe. In her messages, Junlei said her mama used to make this dish for Monarch. Dustback casserole. Saltuna and xenogold needle mushrooms. And then for dessert, there's a thing called, sweetheart cake. It's made with almond paste and wax gourds. There's gotta be some place in Stellar Bay that can bake a casserole. And I heard tell there's a Rizzo's town near there called Cascadia, what specializes in sweets.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'll figure it out.
Thanks, Captain. I know I'm asking an awful lot, but I'm sure it's gonna be worth it.
Okay. Fallbrook, Stellar Bay, and Cascadia. Alright, let's look at the map. A pretty tight job there. don't see anyone nearby. Probably the person who finds it. Okay, invisible wall. What's up, people of Monarch?
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in.
Who are
I
you?
think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right?
Yes. That's my shit. Be surprised.
You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
Yeah, it takes more than a few gunships to scare me.
Wish more folk could say that. Gets awful quiet guarding a landing pad that never gets used. You
Never
may not
gets
have
used?
heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all.
Oh?
Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
Captain Chandra.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code.
Oh, nice.
I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Yeah, you're definitely not what I expected to find on Monarch.
Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Mostly.
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are Sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook.
Oh?
And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
Purple Berry Crunch.
Oh, sure. It makes Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell. Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
Okay.
Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you?
Yeah.
Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
Sure.
I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tosswell poster coming in on the next Sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Yeah.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Alright. Fender. Is that a 46 helmet? Hold on. Did we care about any of this stuff? I don't think we did. Okay, what did you got for me? No, I don't really care. Yeah. What did I buy? Nope, okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna try ignore or try not to rob most of the stuff, so which I've been mostly doing, just ignoring things. By Sentinel. I got plenty of bypass shunts.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
There we go.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directorate.
Okay. Let somebody's drink. Field. You know, need to steal weapon parts. Sluggy Slims.
Hope you know what you're doing. And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding all over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
Keep listening.
But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn wrapped out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
How drunk are you?
If you think this is drunk, I gotta, you need to get out more. Sit, partake, buy me a drink and let's chat.
Yeah, let's do this.
Outstanding. What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
Vacation. You know, it's like myself. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's not.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You have to get me something to clear my head.
Yeah, what do you need?
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways.
Yeah, we got our
Fetch
wily
me one
ways.
and we'll be all set. Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Yeah, sure. Oh, my ears. Okay. And she just pulls out another one. That we take. Drink in there, don't care. Alright, what's in here? 36, 36, 36, 36. What is Parvati wearing? Better armor, okay. Just residents.
New face, huh? You from off-world?
Yeah?
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome.
Thank you.
Why don't you grab a chair? Sit a spell and revel with us.
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
Yeah, what's so bad? What got so bad?
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay. I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting deadlocked.
Oh.
It's been days, but Velma won't even hear us out. Maybe you could just make her listen to our demands.
Yeah.
You would do that? We sure are lucky you decided to come up to the patio today. I knew drinking up here would be good for more than the view.
Mm-hmm.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss? Not forever, but we've each saved up our bits, and I stashed them safe in my home by the diner. I reckon we could last a week or two at least. If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true.
Oh?
I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits. So far, it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
Mm-hmm. An operator. Operator. And now there's too many people around. Could take it, but it's the stuff I'd actually have to carry around and get rid of. Okay. Gone there. Don't think we can go there. I'm like, the world's passing me too fast. You guys just have stuff all over the place. I feel like this can be accessible later.
Wrapped musk and canid eyes, right here. Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a woman who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts.
Why would I want
don't know.
anything?
Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Oh?
Mr. Pickett? Franklin Pickett from Edgewater?
That's him. He'd been here years, but he always talked about going back to Edgewater one day.
Sure. Mr. Pickett used to run the community center outside Edgewater. He had this grand idea to make it a museum for Halcyon life.
Oh?
As my dad told it, Mr. Pickett was always going on about getting a manta queen for the last display. He left the Vale, gosh, years ago.
I thought that was
He
just a
came to Stellar Bay
backstory.
years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Manta queens, especially.
Hey, have you seen one?
Sure, they're real big. Hard to miss them. Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett. But I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him.
Captain, can we look for him? I'd feel awful if somebody from home was in trouble and we didn't do nothing.
Tell you what, I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
Yeah.
All right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins. Last Mana Queen I saw was in the wilds out that-a-ways. Could be Mr. Pickett still out there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you find him yet? Like what? Oh, good. Celia hasn't come by in a few days, so I haven't sold much.
Yeah.
Ma'am, please, I need your help. I can pay. Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
It's more dissolving than melting.
That is not helpful.
Thanks, Ellie. Yeah, calm down, take a deep breath, tell me what happened.
Don't you tell me to calm down. I promised my boy I'd protect him for always. But how can I keep him safe if he's run away? He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools, and poisonous glands, but he didn't listen.
Oh, law, Captain. A youngster won't last long in a place like this. Please, can't we help?
Please, won't you go and find my boy?
Pravati, you're bleeding hard.
He's been pining for an adventure. Says he's tired of living cooped up behind the walls. But he doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know one's ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his sweet little fingers.
Hypochondriac?
Should have listened to his mama.
Is that the term?
I promised I'd keep him safe here with me.
Yeah, where were you on?
He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out. I begged Sanjar to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boys run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a Manta Queen hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already.
Where is it, Amber Heights?
That old settlement, southwest of Stellar Bay. I don't know which is worse, the thought of my son shacking up with them nutty iconoclasts.
Oh, you found a girl?
Or that he never made it. Sprats could be nesting in his rotting body alongside the road as we speak. Or maybe marauders got him, pulled all his teeth out, crushed him into their drugs and made him snort them. Oh, the things that could happen to my sweet baby.
Oh.
Those low-life degenerates, leading innocent boys into a life of danger. Oh, they make it sound so exciting, like it's noble to risk it all out there, fighting for the greater good. How noble is it to worry your loved ones? Not at all, I say. But still they preach sermons of anarchy and rebellion to anyone who listened. If they weren't holed up in Amber Heights, I'd knock them all upside the head.
I'd love to see you do that.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
I wouldn't mind leaving you on the side of the road, ma'am. Oh, look at all this ammo that's spilled out in this truck. They gotta take better truck. They got to take better care of their trucks. That's for sure. Yeah, I was just done with that. Not worth it. More to the point, I just don't want to. Ooh, workbench. Where's Cassie? Not buy from Sebastian.
Well, well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. But you don't look like one of Catherine's.
Mm-hmm.
What can I get you? If you don't see it, I don't got it. Don't go asking for the special reserve.
$36, $36, $9, $22, $36. Okay. We're done. Since she had no quest for me. Friend left it for me. Trust me.
killed! I think I'm gonna be sick.
Alright, pull yourself together and tell me what happened.
I clean the apartments while everyone's at work. I've seen all sorts of messes, but this... If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
You best close that. Verify that no one's in the room. Someone's in the room.
Watch your step if you venture outside the walls.
I just like how pink she is. No apparent reason we made her pink. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
Not much I can do for this guy.
Oh, come on in.
Going.
Okay. His daddy doesn't need it. Okay.
Whatever you do, don't mention Tossball to Isaac. You'll never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
If you'd gotten stuck in an hour-long rant about mostly colonists, you'd be thankful.
Isaac. Okay.
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
Yeah, what?
You again! You've really got to stop doing that!
Oh, there was something downstairs, wasn't there? I think Val's leaking from the apartment upstairs. Okay. Try to keep the windows shut. A deadly looking weapon. Yeah. Okay, journal. Chef Raymond.
We don't get many outsiders.
Good day to you. Good day to you.
Okay.
Whoa, by the stars, my poor heart. I just about pissed my jumpsuit.
Why?
Most people don't. Besides, this place is enough to try anyone's nerves.
Hmm? How's that?
Where should I begin? With the oversized mantisaurs? Or perhaps the rats spewing acid at our walls? The board was right. This place isn't fit for human habitation. And I was a fool for staying.
Yeah, why did you stay?
Sanjar, of course. He had all these glorious ideas about how he'd run Monarch. Rest periods between every work shift. No shift more than 10 hours long. It all sounds wonderful, until you realize it's only a few centimeters of repurposed steel between you and the deadliest creatures in the galaxy.
Yeah, sounds like you want more than.
That's what she said.
Dang, Ellie.
There's truly no end to my suffering.
Ah.
Only every day. But in case you haven't noticed, we don't exactly get ships on a regular basis, yours notwithstanding.
Yeah.
And even if I did scrape together enough to buy passage out with sublight, which would mean reaching Fallbrook without getting eaten, shot, or dissolved into green goop, what then? Well, thank you for reminding me. As if I weren't already destined for an early grave. That was a real popular meal 10, 20 years back, before the board tucked tail and ran.
Mm-hmm.
These days, everybody's had a belly full of salt tuna. They all want borscht. And the mushrooms, well, not many venture out of town, what with the monsters hereabouts. I can whip one up for you, but it'll cost. Here's a menu.
Oh, yikes. I can't cover this much, Captain.
I'll get back to you on that.
Sure, just let me know.
55.
Lucky you.
I'm gonna intimidate the night out of you. Fish sticks. We didn't use the lockpick, so that's great. Adreno. Okay. Oh, some ammo in here. Don't care what that is. Yeah. 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 Okay. You have a name? You're just resident. Okay. Oh! That's my first major glitch in the game. Well, I wouldn't call that major, but you know.
Nice going.
It was there for the picking, so we picked it. Yeah. Okay. Meh. Not great, but not bad. Anyone in here? Well, What's up, Neil?
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games.
No idea what tossball is.
So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial H Mammoths. I'd heard they'd gotten a new hacker. Is that why everyone's making such a fuss about you? But what are you doing on Monarch? Ha! Maybe we're not so isolated as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So, what can I do for you? Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth.
I'm listening.
Right. So the thing with Isaac is he didn't know where to stop. He'd get stuck on something, and he just couldn't let it go. Sometimes he'd drink Purpleberry Punch by the liter. Other times he'd keep betting on a losing team. Started owing the wrong people money.
Yeah, who did he owe?
I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games.
Oh.
They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
Thanks for the tip.
Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do. If it isn't the famous hacker, enjoying Stellar Bay. What can I do for you? Graham's always filling the airwaves with his propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Two residents, okay.
If Velma's capable of running the warehouse, she can certainly pick up her own caffeinoid.
Don't be so hard on her. With Brax missing, she's working doubles and needs a little edge.
Very well, dearie. But you stop by anytime you like, hmm?
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember.
Quite the bedside manner, lady.
Well, it's so rare I get the pleasure of new company. What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
Yeah.
And what a helpful young lady you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits.
Whiskey helps, too.
Please leave medical advice to the professionals. Now, dearie, who's this pickup for? I'm so sorry, but with the iconoclasts and the marauder filth chasing away what little trade we get, I'm afraid I have to reserve my supply for Stellar Bay residents. Our reserves have gotten so low, I've even had to start locking the supply room upstairs. Isn't it a shame what some people will do to get a little extra?
Yeah. Oh, that is just awful.
Isn't it just? I'd make an exception for you if I could, my little cherub. Is there anyone else needing a special pickup from Auntie Abigail?
Don't blame me if I puke on your shoes.
Aren't you a saucy thing? I may not be a fresh young thing anymore, but with age comes experience, dearie. Much as I'd love to, my rheumatism is especially fierce at the moment, and I'm all out of my medicine. but I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. You were here for Caffeinoid, weren't you? Who's it for? Now, there's no keeping secrets from Auntie Abigail. I'll tease it out of you one way or another. Also, I really do have to enter someone's name for the allotment. After all, I have to keep track of where our little pills wander off to.
Oh, lots of bits.
Well, I suppose I could use the money to supply our little clinic for the rest of the town. Very well. I'll make an exception for you this one time. But let's keep this between us, dearie.
Okay. This was weird. This was ridiculously good. Okay. Lots of bits. We got some caffeinoid, so we don't need to steal that. Remember if there's anything over here. Nope, we went this way. Okay.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
No, I mean more than usual.
Wouldn't know. I made it a point to stay out of her way.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't mind smelling like Saltuna if we could sell more of it.
Hey, Velma, Here you go. You know, you might consider a real night's sleep instead. Velma's not so bad, long as you avoid her when she's stressed.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Oh? Yeah, what are you talking about, Catherine?
Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately.
Yeah?
First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
What?
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
I guess. Yeah, don't you have rules for?
We're not keen on rules for rules' sake around here. Means Braxton skips work sometimes, but it also means no company boss is telling me when I can take a shit. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jugs he's been taking from supply. Something else on your mind? Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming.
Huh?
And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Why didn't you turn them in?
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the Saltuna, fat and mostly tumor-free. Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a Ground 6 Spacer.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work.
I'll wager she don't pay those folks that maintain the mechanicals decent neither.
Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much. Tell him to complain to Catherine in Fallbrook, not me. Sublight's demanding more money for the same contracts, which means we're all in the same boat. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire Sublight contractors at this rate.
Swayed 100. Wow.
Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home, near the diner.
You'd steal from your own people? That's low, ma'am.
That's business. Someone's got to keep the lights on. For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life. Fine by me.
Okay. I'm not going to accuse her of stealing without proof of stealing. Oh? You can walk out here? Ooh, Sublight